Freedom 35, 5, 5, 5.
Dude, start the podcast.
Wow.
Welcome, everybody. Freedom 35ers, Cardano NFT podcast, episode 81, technically episode 82 for all the OGs out there. My name is Tommy. I go by TOMMY.
My name is TJ. I go by Lazy T.
And I am the other Tom. I go by Lavish Bear.
And tonight, Tomcat.
Tomcat.
Can we use Tomcat?
Oh, I'm sure you've used Tomcat a couple times.
Well,
I
you
was
know,
a
we
little
got
stuck.
to
I was a little stuck tonight. You guys stole all the good ones, to be honest.
We
You got Cardopoly Champion and
meows in the chat
Bankopal
for
Optimus or whatever.
I'm going to talk like this for the rest of the episode for Tom.
I'm going to leave. I'm just going to leave. It's just
Yeah.
Zoom call.
We're just going to do a duo episode this week. TJ, we'll let Tommy record himself. We'll definitely
And,
put you in, I promise.
TJ over here with the
Backend.
There you go. What is it again?
Bankop T. Bankop T.
Egapati?
Bankop T.
Egapati.
The more I read it, it looks like Poti.
Poti.
Poti. What is it? Bankopty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Monopoly, Bankopathy.
Bankopty. Okay, that sounds a lot more clean.
They changed the name of the website.
Yeah, Bankopoly.
Ah, I see. Oh, I'm still rocking the OG
Bankopty.
over here because your boy is definitely an old school Cardopoly champion. Game number 4. Let's go. I don't know if that's true or not. It's one of those games.
Yeah, no idea.
I have no clue what the game
That was
number
number one to
is.
get free parking or stash.
Oh,
house.
you were at Stash House. Yep.
Yeah.
Free parking.
Mhm.
Whoa. This is Bankopoly these days.
So we
No
got
more card out.
we got a couple of firsts on this show. That's pretty sweet. What'd you do first again, TJ?
Oh,
I don't know.
Nothing.
that works.
All right, that's all right. No problem.
not even a
2 out of
tidbit.
3.
It
All right.
didn't even work. Tommy.
well, boys, another week, another episode, another night. I feel like we kind of went super hard on Monday night and talked about.
First got the letter out of us.
No, I was talking about specifically.
these
I
are
wasn't
just-
saying, and Jen, you've done a lot of things first. You found a lot of projects first. I was just talking about Cardopoly. Come on, man.
He's over here just saying, "What did I do?"
Yeah,
I was like, what did I do?
that
Oh.
letter first was probably the biggest one. Yeah, for
That
sure.
was.
Out of getting out of Stash House. Come on now.
Right.
Letter first, 100%.
All right. Well, Monday night over here. I feel like
It's
we
Wednesday
kind of
night.
touched. No, but no, on Monday night.
It's Friday,
back on the live
actually.
stream. It is Friday. But if
I mean,
you're
they could
listening,
be
it doesn't matter
listening on
what day you're
Saturday.
listening on. We still record this on a Monday. This video.
Tommy just powered through us.
Yeah, dude, we're done. Why is my speed set to auto 360? There we go. That's a lot clearer. TJ was missing
Where
about the
am I
first
at?
10 minutes of this.
Was.
I don't know. Where were you, dude?
I was trying to get my son down to sleep. He was taking forever.
Oh my goodness. I mean,
And he finally went down. But then I
me
went
and
to go get a
Tom-
drink.
Me and Tom ripped through the first 10 minutes though with you to get right through Tappy Tools. Good old taparoo. It was fun. I don't know. I mean, that whole stream was, I don't know. I feel like I was exhausted after that. Just kind of
Oh my gosh, so many products we talked about. I did not realize it was going to take that long, really and truly.
We did 2 hours and 17 minutes went over. We were here thinking about scrapping for content. We were like, yo, what projects, top CNFTs for summer 2023. We had everybody kind of comment on all the different projects, which we hit on. I think we did a really good job, I feel like, about trying to get all that stuff in right there at the end. Because I remember like TJ was like, all right, yeah, we'll catch it on the next, on the next episode. And we're like, nope, we're going to power through this real quick.
Should pat
It ended up
ourselves in the
being a good
back.
episode. Yeah, dude, honestly though, I logged off that night. I'm like, damn, dude, we got through a lot of shit. I'm kind of tired.
Dude, it was
Especially
exhausting.
just
I fell right to
because
sleep.
Some of those ones, we get a little excited for. That takes that extra energy out.
Yeah, it was good. We basically hit on a little bit of everything, including some of these. TJ, we got the little chains too. Remember?
I'm just laughing because there's one topic you talked about, Tommy. You read something completely, and Tom and I were completely silent because I literally just zoned out for like a minute.
What did it? I don't even know.
And
which one
you're
that
like,
was.
all right. There was just a point where it was just dead silence. It was towards the end, of course, but I
Yeah.
zoned out completely.
I don't know.
I couldn't even tell you what the project was. I was zoned
I
out.
don't remember. I was just out of it.
I think the last like 20 minutes we knocked out like I don't know, like 8 projects right before there. So yeah, either way, it was a good time. We revealed over here too, TJ, our chains. We're rocking them right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Clay Rich again. I really like the way they look.
Rock is too.
Yeah, we got to get Tom. I got to drop that off to you.
Just mail
but
it.
yeah. So how do you guys
Just mail
feel
it.
though? I could mail it, or I could just go drop it off, I guess. How do you feel about our picks from summer 2023? What are your
I mean, there are picks. I love our picks.
Do you know?
Yeah,
Do you
that's why I
feel
picked
like
him.
That's why
I
we
know.
picked him. What do you mean? We
I'm
discussed
talking-
this. That's why we picked him.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like how do we feel going into them? Like are we like are we
Great.
confident? You're confident?
Yeah, that's why
I mean, that's why we picked them.
yeah, mine didn't change in 2 days.
No, I'm just more so like, all right, like after.
I mean, it
don't
looks
know.
all right, but that whole clay project, I don't know.
I don't
You know,
know.
after I slept on it last night,
Yeah, it
not
was
so
all
sure
right.
about that one.
No, I was more so just like,
I mean, it's so for as far as the summer timeline, like specifically summer, I'm trying to be a little more optimistic. Things have been so gloomy. So I'm hoping we get some really cool stuff because we started to see a couple things from some other projects that we weren't as invested in, or like as far as our time goes and just in the community, that they've come out with some cool things when we weren't paying attention, we got to get into. So I'm hoping the ones that we've been waiting for, like that have now had some cool announcements or some cool previews, we get that sooner rather than later, obviously.
yeah.
So, but realistically, that's I don't want to be a bummer. I don't want to bring it down.
I was gonna say, I kind of hope the ones that we picked are just the ones that have plans for summer stuff in general. The products that have been around for a while bring some more positive engagement within the community, because it has, like Tom said, been a little gloomy, been a little stale, been a little honestly straight up boring. Really, if I'm being honest, nothing's really interesting. They really caught our attention too much about a lot of what's going on. So I kind of hope that brings a little spark back to the space.
It's like that building phase, right? The boring
It
style
is.
where
I mean,
everybody's kind of waiting for
everyone's
everything
gonna
to
have
happen.
it. Yeah, little lull phase.
Yeah. Well, like you said, there's not a lot of new stuff that's really launching out. That's got too much people's attention, and rightfully so. I think it's just a tough time to launch a project. So we're looking at the things that have been building, and a lot of them, are either hesitant to kind of drop whatever they are doing right now too, just because the market is tough, or they're in that building phase. So
right.
I think, the projects that we went with, though, like I said, you can't go wrong with Age Society or Clay. Mallard, we took Yummy, I think is one to watch for the summer when it comes to like actually dropping their cards, finally getting that out. And then Goofy Gophers is one of those ones where they get more and more of their dashboard and their analytics on there. I think you're going to see a lot more people start to turn heads towards that. So some good projects, and then obviously Cornucopias is ramping up too. I'll be interested to see how they get the community involved.
That's when we really have to keep up with a bit more, because out of all the projects, I will say they kind of come out with the most updates and news, like frequently. They're weekly news and updates. So I think that's one that we really need to kind of step our game up between the three of us and kind of pay attention to a little bit more of what they have going on, because what we've seen, bro, so far, if we get them on the channel, I'd love to have them on the channel. That'd be great.
I know they've been reaching out. We actually talked to them over at CNFT Con last year. So it's just a matter of time. We just got to do it, man. Just dive on in. But yeah, no, I think it's an interesting time for the space too, because the projects that don't have that hype or don't have that community behind them are starting to kind of fall off. You're starting to see that a little bit. And then one of the interesting things that we kind of like talked about this a little bit when as new projects kind of popped up, some of the older projects that had something that like had a good little decent community, or maybe just launched at the wrong time, that had a need that some of these new projects maybe are looking for. Kind of popped up and came to fruition today, and part of the reason why our names are what we are over here. But shout out to our OGs over here, our old friends, the Cardopoly team, today getting acquired by Bank, which originally was the meme coin to start, but obviously, as we knew, the NFTs, the DAO, and then the game, they've got this whole Monopoly type style theme. And the first thing I think we all talked about was like, have they talked to Cardopoly? Because Cardopoly, pretty sure they just built a Monopoly game already on Cardano. Did they not know about them?
You said that. You've said it twice. Like I think for the past 2 podcasts, where you're like, they should just acquire Cardopoly. Like, what are they doing that exists? And to me, I was like, there's no way. Like they got to be doing something different or their own thing or whatever it is. Why would they just buy like something that exists already that we have access to? And then today, we saw that announcement.
I think it's a win-win situation for both teams, honestly, really and truly. They both acquired what they both were looking for and needed, right? They needed a little bit more of a hype. Cardopoly needed a strong, like a bigger team, and Bank needed the actual game. So merging the two together just completely made sense. Absolutely. And Drex is an awesome dev. Shout out to Drex, man. He's such a cool guy and a great dev. So shout out to him for joining up with them as well.
Yeah, man. Cardopoly was funny because we talked to them back in 22, like in the maybe like early half or first quarter last year, before they had even had the game out. And then we got a chance to talk to them, we even watched some of the gameplay live over here on the channel as they grew. And then they kind of hit like that stall just because it was like, all right, the game's out. We need kind of some more funding, but we don't want to, they were trying to figure out where to go next kind of thing.
Right.
And then this came along and like it was the perfect synergy between the two, right?
Absolutely.
They had the big community, they had all the attention, the hype, which is what they were looking for. And like you said, TJ, Cardopoly already had the game, which is what these guys, instead of having to wait, months and months and months to figure out how to build it, they were just like, all right, we're going to make these two things that we're both strong at work. And you've seen that also with the Dirtbirds and Mutants with Fortress Labs. I think you're going to see a lot of this, and I'm glad that this is happening within the community too. It's not like they're coming from like other chains or anything. It's all within over here on Cardano. I think you're going to see a lot of this start to happen with some of the projects that may not have had the hype or be able to sustain it, but they had a community and had a good working product. I hope to see more stuff like this. Honestly,
I was just going to say, I kind of really hope to see a lot more of this as well. Like this, some projects coming together and merging. It sounds like a great idea and great for both parties all around. I think that'd be great to join forces with a couple of projects like that. That'd be great.
Yeah,
so your favorite project gets bought up by someone you hate.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the tough part about like the business side is like, yeah, it can be like a great partnership or a rough one depending on what it is. But it sounds like as far as like the synergy between the two, I'll be interested to see how this now works because Bank is such a new project. While Cardopoly's been around, and we've talked to Drex and Bobby and all those guys for a while, and talking back, even just messaging back with Drex today saying congrats. Looking forward to getting an update from them too and kind of seeing where they're going. So
I'm curious to see. I mean, they brought Drex in, obviously not to just keep it running as is. Like they're going to be making these changes, and I'm sure assimilating their Bank brand now into it. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with, and how they kind of adjust things or change things, or maybe just use it as a jumping off point, the basics, and make their own thing completely. We'll see. But did you guys buy any Bank after this?
I haven't bought any.
I've had Bank, honestly. I've had Bank since the drop.
You still got your Ron?
I still have my Ron too.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't get it.
I still got Spicy, still got it all. Just
Oh, Spicy too. I forgot about that.
TJ was the whole
cock.
Yeah.
I didn't get any cock though. No cock
never
for
did.
me.
Never did that one. But anyway, yeah, it was interesting because they said they're going to continue for Cardopoly holders to continue to have special perks and rewards for their current version of the game, while the Bank team also is working to get Cardopoly holders like in-game perks as well for their game. So if nobody knows what Cardopoly is, or if you guys are just a little bit newer or in the Bank community, Cardopoly has been around now for over a year, I guess a year and almost coming up on a year and a half for them. But they were able to do live games, and I think there was up to like 750 people on a game board they could do. I don't remember what the most max that we ever saw on there, at least over I know over 100. And you could go over to their website, which I thought was already cool. They've already updated it over there. Cardopoly.io is now, it's at the top. It's got the bank up there for Bankopoly. And
graffitied over. I do like that.
And yeah, it's already set up. So if you connected your wallet, you get a Cardopoly game piece, and they used to do partner projects where you could kind of log in. It looks like the next game here is going to be coming up here in a couple of days. So I think by the time you're on Friday, they should have, I think, a game going live. So that's something that you'll want to log in today. And I don't know if they're going to do a partner thing or how that's going to work, but at least if you hold a Cardopoly piece, you'll be able to jump in game, win some ADA, test it out, and then we'll see. Look forward to more announcements from the team over there.
I wonder if they're going to add more game pieces with the little flair, because I know there were
only 750 of them. Yeah.
Well, I know that Bobby and Drex were back in the day talking about doing a season 2 of game pieces. So I'm curious what Bank incorporates, or what kind of pieces they want to throw in there, because I know Drex and Bobby already had their idea of what they wanted to do. So I don't know what now the changes are going to be, or what the changes are going to be.
Yeah, look forward to hearing what they're doing and working on. So game will go live though Friday if you're listening to this on the podcast, and then from the Bank team, I think smart move, and same thing on Cardopoly's side. So looking forward to that as they continue to kind of grow. Another thing that's moving as far as mints go coming up this week. This is one we've kind of been talking about. We talked about it last week a little bit briefly on the podcast. We also talked about it on the live stream on Monday. But MulgaKongz, which is a new project that's minting Friday, the 23rd. And this is the cheaper mint price because it's $25 US for the whitelist or $30 for the public. So not too crazy of a price over here. And the artwork's fun. It's from an accomplished artist down, I believe, in Australia. The same thing with they're good friends with Quick, or Keyboard Warriors. And he's got the unique style. He's been around for a while. This as an artist, works with professional brands. I loved. He had like one on a Slurpee that I had seen that was pretty dope. And
I do like the art and I like the price. I'm not gonna lie. I do like
it's definitely when we talk like summer mints, right? Like this definitely has the vibe of like summer.
They capture that well.
I was gonna say it definitely captures the summer vibe.
Yeah, and the color palette's fun and it's like definitely catchy. So I think it's getting more and more attention throughout the community. I've seen more and more people start to talk about it, and obviously the keyboard warrior side of things, they're a little bit more tied into it too, just because there's perks as far as like being able to stake your Kongs for their quick token and being able to have a playable like avatar inside of the quick their internet cafe. So there's like perks tied directly to the keyboard warriors project. But for this, so what are, I guess, I kind of looking at like a new project minting and like can artwork alone like stand out in this kind of a market right now? Because in the past, if this had launched like early on when Cardano NFTs and stuff was rolling, like, dude, this would have easily been a top project, no problem, just because of the way the artwork was. There was an accomplished artist behind it. So there was like brand recognition within his own artwork. So what are your thoughts on how this is going to do for mint day? You think this is going to sell out all 5,555 at that price? Think it's going to slowly mint out, or what are we looking at here?
That's a good point. Go ahead, TJ.
I was gonna say, I think it'll definitely sell out, especially with the price. It's definitely a degen mint price, in my opinion. I know a lot of people in the space were talking about it. As far as the roadmap and the plan goes, I mean, it'll do great initially. I'm not saying it won't. I'm not even saying it just gives me kind of early chilled Kongs vibes in a sense, as far as a roadmap wise. But the partnership with Quick does help. So I'm very curious to see what else they offer and what they're doing. But I really do like the art, and I probably honestly am going to mint myself. But as far as longevity, I don't know. I hope so. I hope all new projects do well, right? I mean, you hope they all do stand the test of time.
Right. I mean, go ahead, Tom. I know you want to jump in on that too.
I was just going to say, it's an interesting point you brought up about like, if we would have talked about this last summer, we probably would have been all over this. We would have loved it. Same as, I think, chilled Kongs. We would have felt the art's very appealing and the price point is really appealing. I was a little more connected to chilled Kongs because they had all those references built in. Kind of this nostalgia factor, at least for me. But I think there's enough people that'll find this appealing. I think it'll sell out. I don't think it'll be instant like we've used to see. I just don't think we've seen a project that'll bring that reaction yet. And that's just not where we're at anymore. But I do think that they can get there, especially being that cheap. And especially since they are that cheap, they could do it a lot quicker because if it starts to take off early for whatever reason and people want to like, oh shit, this looks like it's taken off, they'll jump in for that cheap entry to like possibly get a bigger rip on it. I could definitely see that.
You got to think too, because what's $30 right now? That's essentially what, 120-ish ADA, something like that.
Right, actually almost probably 100 ADA now. It's like ADA is at 29 cents right now.
Oh yeah, so we got a little run. So yeah, that may help out a little bit too. But yeah, I mean, like the lower barrier to entry, the easier, like you said, that has room to grow, and it allows people to accumulate a little bit more, so they're more inclined to mint more. So I do think that I agree. I don't think it'll be an instant sellout, but I do think it'll be a slow, gradual one. And depending upon how people react to this stuff too, because the artwork is fun. I think people will go ahead and kind of start to jump in. And then I do believe that right off the rip, I think it'll have its own little run for a little while. And that's the next part after that. After that little run, and we saw this with Tappy even recently, once they sold out, they had their nice little run up and then it retraced. Will the retracement on these go back to the mint price? Will it fall below? Because that's the next thing is what happens after mint. I know a lot of people make their bag, they get interested for a little bit, and then they move on to the next. So what is the next for them? And the roadmap on the website is kind of looking at it right now. There's not much to it, to be honest. If I'm really being like just looking at it, like it reminds me of like early stuff. Like, hey, like the beach opens, like we got our really socials running. Sneak peeks. We got sneak peeks that we're going to show you guys. Oh, we're drawing the roadmap of the roadmap.
That's step 3 though too. That's step 3 on the roadmap is just making the roadmap, but in a picture form, like just this, but a picture of it. I mean, why can't that be now? Like, why? That's not an announcement for what a project's development is in my eyes. We talked about this, not specifically necessarily to a project. This is a great example where this is those kind of early stages. Like you can't, this is the opening a Discord. That's not something that needs to be said in a roadmap. That's just basic at this point. We've seen projects not go that route and it doesn't work out. So you need to have a Discord. That's just normal. Like this is what a project is at its core before it starts anything else.
Yeah. And I mean, just I mean, like I said, I get it, right? This is more like bullet points of like, hey, this is what we're doing. I wouldn't call this the roadmap. I'd call this like like you said, like maybe the marketing plan.
But
Like,
but
hey,
then it comes to what you're saying is the longevity is me is like, if I'm going to buy this, and it's like the projects you bought and held because you thought that this is going to be worth more in the future. This doesn't give you that kind of information to where you're like, all right, well, I'm just going to like flip this. It seems hyped enough that if I'll flip it, if it goes up, that's cool. If not, I only lost $30, or not even, I sell for $20, so I lost $10. But what's like, where's the incentive here to like, oh, that's something that's interesting or new that I'm going to keep this maybe, and it'll be worth 10 times that in 6 months.
Well, isn't this the pre roadmap to the red roadmap that we were just looking at?
Yeah. Well, this is like the pre roadmap over to the part 2 roadmap, right? Like,
yeah.
What, you got a new roadmap over there, TJ?
Well, no, isn't you posting with an image? It was like
They've got like an image over on Twitter right now.
That one, yeah, okay. Is it the same thing? Okay, basically, right, same thing then.
I mean, yeah, it's just the whole like bullet point view.
Isn't it step 3?
Yeah, maybe they did drop step 3 ahead of time. But either way, I mean, all I'm saying for it is they do the mint over here. We're coming up on mint day, yeah, right. So they've already on part 4. So we're on part 5 coming up on midday, right?
That makes sense, yeah.
And
so this is pre-mint roadmap and then getting into roadmap.
And they get roadmap part 2.
That's a little more appropriate. That makes sense. That's interesting though. Why do we need to know the date that the Discord comes out? I guess that's that way I get people engaged, possibly. It's like paying attention. It's interesting.
Visual service, right? The main thing I'll be interested in is I guess they're doing a thing called Kongz Island that's going to go live inside the Quickverse over there for Keyword Warriors. So we'll see. It's basically like a little like hangout zone for them. I have no idea what you're going to be able to do there, but it's basically another way to like somewhere for their community to be.
POP.
And I get the way I look at this right here, the way that this tells me is that there's no like, this isn't like a long-term like longevity of like, hey, we're going to add all this utility to this. To me, this is like, hey, this is some dope artwork that this artist has created. If you guys want to collect it, feel free to go ahead and purchase support. We're going to build a little community around it. And from there, we'll see what happens. That's what it feels like.
Lorraine Ice Cream does sound like they're going to airdrop an NFT.
Get some new friends joining them in their wallets. Yeah. So you'll get a second NFT out of it. So basically what you're doing is you're supporting the artist. You got some cool artwork. And that's about the expectation for it. And if you can make a little quick flip in the beginning on it, great. That's kind of my like take on this. And nothing wrong with that at all, right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all. It's just
a fun PFP, honestly, though.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. They're going to build their own little community. I don't expect this to be the next like 10x project over here. Watch, it's going to 10x over. I'll do revert that. You're welcome, guys.
Nafaf.
Yeah, it's always Nafaf, right? Just in my opinion, it's a cool looking project. And I mean, look at Keyword Warriors. Keyword Warriors had a run up to like 600 or something plus like ADA at one point. Mm-hmm. And then they're back down to kind of closer, or I don't even know honestly to where they're at right now, but they're definitely way down from where it was. And they kind of had its peak, it had to jump back down, and now they're going ahead and building out the next phase of where they're going. So I know they don't have as specific plans as Keyword Warrior does, or at least we don't know about it yet if they do. So for now, this is just kind of like some artwork that looks dope, like you said, and hopefully they build a cool community behind it, and it kind of goes from there.
What do you think the time frame to sell out will be? You think? What's your guess?
If I had to guess,
24, 48 hours a week.
I could see it's 5,555. I could give them through the weekend.
I'm gonna say 24 hours. Less.
I think
24 hours.
I could do like maybe less than like 2 days.
I was gonna say like 2 days, yeah, 48 hours.
If it's an Insta sellout, that'll tell me that. I mean, because remember like how like Alley Cats went, where Alley Cats kind of like did that like pretty quick sellout. And then they had that amazing run for a little bit. They're like quick zip and flips. Everybody was buying all these trades.
4-day run.
And then they just went down, right back down. And I could expect something because a lot of people like that artwork for Alley Cats. So it just kind of it could work the same way for this. I don't know. I'd be interested to kind of see. But yeah, if you guys are looking to mint this out, I'll kind of.
Are you minting?
For me, I think for me, I'm gonna watch and kind of see like the sentiment. Like it's cool looking. But this is just something purely that would just end up in my wallet and probably just stay there, most likely, unless they have a quick run and shoot off. But
these are the ones that for me that I'm not paying, like I'm just not able to get on enough to hit that all-time high. So yeah, I always end up making like the medium profit on it or just miss it completely.
I'll take medium profit.
Yeah, it's something you can get on that zip,
Well,
but
it's an NFT mint, and I think that's the big thing. More people just want to be able to make more money, so there's always that's just the game we're in, right?
And people won't admit that. Honestly, they will not admit that's what the game is.
Oh no, they won't admit that. But that whole absolute point is, oh, this is sick. I hope I love it, and hopefully I can sell it enough for a little bit of a profit, and then we can talk about it later. And then when the next one comes, we'll keep doing the same, and keep it rolling.
Round and round we go.
There's a reason why these like communities didn't exist around like people like an artist making 10,000 profile pictures that have different hats on, before anyone was making money on it. It wasn't like a thing to be like, hey, we're like all 10,000 people that rock the same profile picture. And mine has the skull hat on. And we hang out in Discord, like thousands of us. And it's just like, what are you talking about? And it's like, oh, but we also like sell them to make money. It's like, oh, that makes sense then.
Yeah, right. NFTs are so weird, dude. It's such a the longer you're in the game, it's like the more realization. I don't know. I feel like I'm more like just realizing like, man, some of this stuff, like it was fun.
Some of the prices you see for some of the things, it's just like, it's to weird, and then you understand it when you're part of it. But sometimes to look at it from the context of the outside of just like, you spend $50,000 to have a profile picture that like a couple, tens of thousands of people wouldn't know what the fuck that means even.
You tapping, Tom?
No, that's Tommy.
Tommy, you tapping?
I'm definitely not tapping right now.
Tapping their mouse.
That's definitely not me. That's a Tom move right there. I remember messaging him on one of the live streams, like, who's tapping right now?
I think I was flicking a pen. Yeah.
Yeah. But all I hear in my background is the old money thing. But no, speaking of
which part?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that at the end of the show here. But before we get into that, we've got we got a mystery to solve over here. Not really a mystery. The mystery got announced today, actually. Shout out to
you said another and you couldn't even click another one.
I couldn't click
another one. There you go.
All right. We're back. But Block Investment Group, aka Big, aka Jelly Cubes, aka Jason, aka Block is hot. Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains. What other names does he got?
Queen of the Andals.
Lord of the Seven Kingdoms. They've announced their second mystery chest partnership over here with Stag Alliance. And Brave Dogs is still dev over here. But these chests actually, I love the original Jelly Cube like kind of concept with like the Jelly Cube face and then the dog on it and the little chest kind of bursting open. But this one, they really went all out with the 3D graphics on this with the Stag Alliance stuff. And I'm wondering if this is still done by the Block Owls team who did the first 3D stuff because it looks really cool.
It does. Looks dope.
Good. I love that they keep iterating on
these. Their style. I feel like it might be someone else that got involved. I know he wanted to get different artists involved for the different drops, but it does look like up to that quality. It's very good still.
I wonder if Block Owls is still doing the 3D stuff for him. But yeah, if it's not it's a Stag team for doing the artwork on these two. Either way, it looks really good. So their season 2 is dropping. The season 1 was a big success. I know we had Jason on for a little bit talking about that prior to the announcement. And I think what was there 1,000 chests at that time, and there were only 20 ADA. Wasn't cheap. Yeah, and then they were done on the Brave Dogs team, and I missed out on the public. We had a whitelist, but the public sale, I tried to remember in the Brave Dogs website where it had the little queue system, like got insta reserved, and I couldn't even get in. And they actually did pretty well on the secondary. They got up to like almost 200 ADA at one point, the mystery chest, and they had, like I think he had 20,000 ADA worth of like NFTs and DeFi and different prizes in there. And then they had some whitelist tokens. It was a fun idea and instant sold out. So obviously people loved it. And it was received pretty well. I loved it too because we did
creative and fun.
Loot box opening. So that's pretty much what we did over on the live stream that one night. And that was fun because
you guys are laughing at me for what I pulled AA to end Indy.
I actually bought 2 more of these on the secondary, and I just opened them finally the other day. I still have one unopened right now. I got an AATA and I got an Indy, and I was like, dude, done. For a nice little 4 Indy, I got some min swap. I think I got worth maybe like, I don't know, almost 300 ADAs worth of stuff when you really do the math on it on the DeFi side.
Really?
Yeah. And with this go around, they were like, I remember when we talked to Block too, he was just like, yeah, dude, with the next one, we're going to go kind of all out with this one, really make it a lot bigger. And now they're going for not only 1,000 of them, I believe they're going 2,000 of these, and the mint price is going to be 50 ADA for these. And this is going to allow them to have a little bit more funding because they dropped the staking wallet over here, and I think a lot of people are really trying to get the whitelist for this. Because if you look in the wallet of what they've got now, over 430 NFTs, and looking there, you got a Yummy, you got a Clay, you've got Dirt Birds, you got Good Charlotte Clay, Boss Cats, an Ape Society, Mutant Toads. There's a lot of different projects over here. Mallet orders. Hey, there's some BBs. You gotta love those.
Space Otters over there. They got another
Ore
Loco in there. Alien Sky, the summer one.
Goombles, Quick, Alley Cats, Space Bud.
You got some new ones. They got Tappy. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
Space
So
too.
they've got some. Yeah, dude. There's some
Obviously,
good prizes.
The licenses make sense.
3 mallet orders. Giddy up.
Some relics over there from them too. So yeah, dude, they've got some really cool prizes. Introverts, the mutants, pitches, all kinds of different things. Block owls, javelins. There's
yeah, we got it now.
Hey, anyway, keep going. List them all out.
Club,
Coco Logo, board. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, this is gonna be
Oski, Pavia.
All right, and we get the Jeopardy music, and just come back and be like, Jarhead, Smooth Yeti Club, Pavia.
We should throw one of our NFTs in there.
Send it over to them. But yeah, so this is going to be interesting though how this goes. I think obviously you've got some high stake NFTs over here, and it's a gamble, right? At 50 ADA, but people do that all the time with those raffles. So what's the difference
still a
over
good
here?
Deal though.
No, I do think. Can you imagine putting 50 ADA in and winning like an Ape Society or a Space?
50 ADA can get you profit on almost all of that.
Yeah. Well, one thing I know they went the DeFi route the last time. I wish they would have done some more of the DeFi because that's really that to me was more of the fun part.
But the DeFi side too.
But yeah, there should be some.
Is that coins are kind of not where they were.
50 Stag Alliance.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was about to go down there. 50 Stag Alliance over here too. Obviously, they had to have and Jelly Cubes. 3 Jelly Cubes are in there too. So they got quite a bit of prizes that are worth some stuff, and I do think this is going to do very well.
This is going to sell out for sure.
A release date on this is July 7th on here. I guess I can just pull the mint details since we're over here. But yeah, July 7th, they've got 2K HS, 50 ADA, over 80,000 ADAs worth of CNFTs. And then they're not including any of the whitelist tokens over there as well. So I know the last one they did like a whitelist, and I think, Tom, you have one from the last go around. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I can imagine that those may go up a little bit too.
Yeah.
Oh, TJ, you did too, huh?
I got a whitelist. Yep.
I didn't get one of those. Rip. But yeah, so pretty much any new.
I think Jason said he's going to give us like 100 to give away.
Oh yeah. Oh, Jason, you hear that? If you're listening.
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember. I think he wrote it down and signed it.
No,
so we were on stream. He was drinking a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and the good thing too, if you hold a Jelly Cube, you are whitelisted over there. 100 whitelist spots to give away for the different Jelly roles inside of Discord for outside the inner circle, all that stuff. But what's really interesting is anybody who buys a Jelly Cube from the 20th to July 6th will get a free Season 2 mystery chest claim, and that stacks. So if you buy multiple Jelly Cubes, you'll get multiple whitelists into this too.
That's dope.
He always finds a good way to gamify his stuff.
That's nice. Yeah, I was gonna say he definitely knows how to play that right.
Yeah.
Get things, back into Jelly Cubes, looking again. Reason to have them, definitely.
Yep. Yeah, I really got to get back on the game with the jellies. That was one I missed out on. And I'm having a tough time pulling the trigger on that again. I don't know what it is. I guess it's just
super rare one for a while.
I did. I ended up I made a good flip on it at the time, but I could have made it way better. It was one with like one of the prisoner backgrounds, and it was like the.
Did you have a dragon? You didn't have a dragon, did you?
No, it was like an ice cubule. It was one of the rare ones.
We keep getting it every time, so I could have gotten. I should have waited. Yeah, well, if you could figure that shit out, we've been Freedom 31 over here. So
yeah, I was on 35th year over here. I had the Freedom 35 playbook. I just never executed it. Didn't work out.
There's no playbook for these. What are you talking about? You're crazy.
No,
even Jason said he wasn't ever ready for like those take off as far as as much as they did, like as fast as they did.
No. Yeah, but you can see the community that he's built. It's crazy the amount of like value that those holders have been able to get. Because I know they got in they get all the calls a little early. I know a lot of people got in on SNEC early with them, and there's a lot of different just project founders and different people inside the community that talk inside of there. So he's done a great job about fostering a community, and he leverages it with the YouTube channel, which is really good.
Great partnerships he creates.
Yeah. Dude, he's super ambitious. That's why I like him. He's always looking to grow and improve. That's one big thing. He's a hustler, dude. And, hustle.
Just want you to know.
Oh, all right. We're on 2 different wavelengths there, but I like it. Well, I think we what I wanted to do when I was talking about that old money thing sitting in the back of my ear right now is just because the bar is just playing some music right now, and
That's
wanted to do a
earwax.
final send off here to old money, the MX bills. The we're down to the wire right now, and I think we're less than 400 to go of the MX bills before the sellout. So most likely these will be sold out here before the weekend. At the rate they're going. And it's not like tricks usually. You know, we got the announcement from Hoodro that he's leaving, and he's going back to the fiat mines. And MF Reviews has taken over for the dev stuff, and as in this transition period. And as this winds down, Tricks over here never really tweets about like, hey, we got X amount of stuff left, but he goes, a vault is slowly unfolding over here. And once that, you know, if you're not in the old money game, and we talk about it quite a bit, that means that there's some fuckery going on inside the printer right over here. And with that last bit of, you know, we talked about the birthday bills. We talked about the baby bills. Yep. So now there's puzzle pieces that are starting to drop inside of here. And inside of those puzzle pieces on the bills, they're starting to form a picture for, it looks like another vault, a backup bill is what I started to see over inside the chat. And somebody's been building like the little, piecing them all together over in Photoshop.
That's dope.
And they're starting to it's starting to make a crazy looking thing. There's like a bouquet of eyeballs. I was working on that, TJ.
Show it, dude.
You know, ready?
There you go. Yeah. So far, this was as of last night too. So you're starting to see this kind of come together. Yeah, you see this
puzzles are great.
Right.
Oh, I don't like that though. It looks like when Beetlejuice and they put all the eyeballs on
the fingers.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm curious to see how this kind of grows. Ooh, never mind. He got an updated one today. I haven't seen this one yet.
Oh shit! Damn. So they're starting to mint a lot of these. Get in there. What's there like? How many left? As of recording this,
there's less than 300. Like 383 was the last I saw when we were doing this. So yeah, honestly, this is just fun because there's like names and stuff inside of here that I'm starting to see. And this is going to lead to their final vault hunt, or one of the two vault hunts. There's one for the mint experience and then one inside the artwork. So I'm assuming this is the artwork one. I don't know. And they just loaded a backup bill for the MX over here. I don't know if you guys saw. Have you guys been paying attention over to Discord at all? Because Hoodro did drop he's like, hey guys, someone minted a backup bill. They want a one. And he's like, no, chill out. I just loaded it up on the mempool or over in mempool. Damn, I spent way too much time over on BTC. Over on pool.pm, and he was pretty much just like, no, relax guys, that's not it. So if somebody found the backup bill that's already out there right now, it's called like the USS of A or something like that, and everybody's freaking out like, all right, we got one USSA, I think it is.
So you could mint that essentially.
Somebody's going to be able to find it.
Okay.
Here we go. I can find it where I was working on getting it set up. Yes, this is one of the backup bills for the MX right now. It's number 11 for them. And I don't know, man. Everybody's freaking everybody. This is what freaks me out when you're like, how good a quality. This is disgusting. That
is insane, the quality. That legit looks like spit or
just literally on it, right?
Like a loogie.
It looks like a hot, just like a like when people dip. That's all that looks like.
Oh, it does actually 100% like a dip.
Yep. But yeah, this is the new backup bill. Back to the USSA. You don't know how Kentucky?
You are.
Oh, there you are. Yes. And it's a red band too. So we'll see. I don't know how this is going to get solved yet, but as you just saw in that image, looks like there's two different ones. There's that one right here, and then whatever this picture is. But it looks like I said, I don't know, a little grape thing of eyeballs. And the interesting part about
there's more eyeballs on it. Do you see the second set of eyeballs?
It's a fruit platter.
It's a fruit platter. Yeah. Well, the interesting part about this is when I was zooming in over on the website for the minting, if it'll let me kind of kick in, it says make your screen bigger, dipshit. It always yells at me, but you can zoom in this way and then like break it a little bit and get rid of that. So if you look right here under the special reds, see this little like bouquet? It looks kind of like eyeballs that are starting to form over there. I can't
go closely.
No, I can't do that. So I don't know. We'll see how the vault hunt ends up going. But wanted to do a final kind of send off to them because, dude, the new different all the bands are open right now. There's new traits that are popping up.
I was gonna do that too, Tom.
What is it? Closely? Well, sand off or a send off?
Send off. Send off.
Okay.
I didn't fire guns off indoors.
One thing about this has been.
Oh, that's the wrong song.
DJ's just all 6 and 7s.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. But this has been going on since April 1st, and we're coming up on June 21st. So it's been 2.5 months right now. It's been one of I think it is my favorite mint that I've ever been a part of. It's just been fun to be able to log back in. And then every few weeks, there's something new, something that happens, and you can mint new things. There's new traits. And people are just having fun with it. It is specifically for the artwork. And I have no idea what the plans are going forward with the MXs themselves. But it definitely, their community, like I said, they've always been unique in the fact that it's just kind of just been about the fuckery. It's been about just being a part of what they got going on. And it's not really when moon, essentially for them. And so it's a different mindset, but it reminds me kind of like we just talked about with like MulgaKongz, where it's like, hey, so they bought the artwork, they supported the artist, and they're building a community. Well, they've cultivated a great community over there built behind this ridiculously crazy artwork. And it's been fun to be a part of this. So I went ham this go around over there.
When are they going to make wallets, put the money in?
I know. What happened?
When are they going to make wallets, put all the money in?
They are working on the MF or passports kind of deal.
Shook his head. He said, "Stop."
I'm pretty sure that's actually a thing. Unless the fuckery protocol has changed. We'll see what ends up happening.
The one there is he committing suicide there?
He's got a gun. Yeah, he does have a gun. But this is one of the whole birds trait. One of the rarest face traits out there, where it's like some parrots and stuff like flying out of the face. It's one of the rarest face traits over here. So
why?
I don't know. It just is what it is, dude. You just gotta. I don't know, but why? But anyway, I just wanted to kind of shout out the end of this because it was. I'm gonna miss this when it's gone. It was one of those fun experiences, and hopefully we'll see what ends up happening with those vaults because they haven't been solved. But they what's his name, Hoodro, when he had dropped the last his like send off kind of announcement, he did a little like behind the scenes, I guess it would be, of their little fuckery, and it was kind of fun. I love seeing stuff like this from founders. He kind of dropped like the plans that they had originally on how they wanted to create this machine and what it was going to do, and all the different rounds on what they wanted it to be.
That's really cool to see.
Yeah,
it is.
So yeah, it's gonna go. It's kind of sad, like it's bittersweet kind of feeling to see this go away. But yeah, big shout out to Hoodro, and also Trix, and now Yeast, who's stepping into the picture. And they also this was like a last send off, which apparently they never thought was going to happen, but they dropped this announcement. I guess if you hold any of the twin bills, or there's like triplets and quadruplets and basically duplicates, you're getting a 3D airdrop.
That's freaking sick.
So these actually look really dope as well.
Yeah, I like these a lot.
I'm looking to maybe scoop one of these up on a secondary, but it just goes back to like the power of their artwork.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff still going on over at Old Money, even with changes happening inside the administration, and who knows where we go from here. And I love seeing this. If you guys want some artwork and stuff over from Trix, if you guys are some MFers over inside the Discord too, go ahead and you can drop him over your address or an address to send this to. And he's been just sending artwork to people too a lot lately. So if you guys are looking to get something, that's another way to interact with the community. You get IRL stuff from them too, which is pretty dope.
That's cool.
Yeah. Shout out to the fuckery, man. I'm gonna have to go ahead and mint my last 3 tonight, I think, or maybe tomorrow. We'll see what ends up happening. Ja feel?
Yeah, I was about to do it before we got on here, but my camera was in the way, so I was getting pissed. I'm just gonna do it after this.
Oh, I feel you on that.
I forgot you have it right in front of your monitor.
Right there.
I was waiting for
We reference Beetlejuice way too much on the show. It's like in like every third episode.
Beetlejuice?
A Beetlejuice reference all the time.
Beetlejuice?
And also we're gonna get DMCA striked by Kanye West later.
Beetlejuice?
I did a music quote and Tom just hummed the rest of it while you were talking. It was like your background music. You completely didn't even hear it or ignored it.
I think he just ignored us. Tom's had enough.
He did.
I thought we were just gonna end the stream. I was trying to do Beetlejuice 3 times and then the show just fucking died.
We ignored you there. We and TJ were talking actually. So while we were talking about you ignoring us, we ignored you.
Guys, the show's over right now. I don't know what's happening anymore.
It's over?
It's over.
We interrupt this broadcast for a special message. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.
Oh, Thanks, CJ. Appreciate that last minute plug over there. As we wrap it up over here on the background.
No, we're done.
Round.
Background?
We're done.
Back end. Back end.
We're done.
We're done.
Done?
We're done.
Beetlejuice.